I suppose you're all wondering why I summoned you here today.
No, you've been talking about this haunted history tour for weeks.
Well, at least it sounded like a cool intro to the meeting, right?
No, not really.
Jared, I thought you were supposed to be doing some research.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, who remembers what's the first stop on our haunted history tour?
Wawa!
No, we're not going to Wawa. There's no haunted Wawas on our history tour.
Wawa! 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 Wawa!
Alright, fine. I'm sure we'll stop at Wawa sometime along the way.
Let's go!
Alright, for real. Who remembers where we're going first?
Sybil Shaler.
Yes, Kate. Very good. At least someone is paying attention around here. So, here's the plan. First, we're going to go to the Sybil Shaler grave, which is by the Egg Harbor City Lake. We're going to take... Yeah, scary. We're going to take Indian Cabin Road, which is a back dirt road to the Egg Harbor City Lake. Then, after we visit the Sybil Shaler grave, we're going to take Clark's Landing Road through Port Republic, all the way up to Smithville. In Smithville, I've heard there's a couple of haunted locations in the historic town of Smithville itself.
Like
So we're gonna ask around. Then we're gonna go through Smithville, and basically right there, we're gonna visit Leeds Point, which, as you all know, is the home of the birthplace of the Jersey Devil. Very good. But there's gonna be a couple of other haunted locations that we're gonna visit in Leeds Point as well. All right. We're going to be following a lot of the haunts that are listed in this book, all right, which is called Atlantic County Ghost Stories by Charles J. Adams. And we're going to be visiting about 4 or 5 different locations listed in this book. So I hope it's a reliable source.
You read one of those to me before.
Yes, we've read a couple of them together, I believe. All right, folks, let's gear up.
Okay.
Not exactly what I meant. Alright, so we loaded up in the van and we are on our way to the Sybil Shaler grave site. And if you don't know, we're going to read a little excerpt from the book that I mentioned before. I know we haven't exactly explained who Sybil Shaler was. Maybe some of you viewers out there already know. But we will reveal all, or at least all that we know, once we get to the Sybil Shaler grave site. This is a road, this is a back road known as Indian Cabin Road, and it's been around a long time, and it gets a little bumpy, but I think our old van can handle it. It just rained fairly recently, so we have a little bit of a puddle, just a tiny little puddle there to navigate. So,
What do you mean tiny little puddle?
We can make it without getting stuck. Oh yeah, there we go. Good job. So we're almost to the lake where the grave is, and as we get closer and closer to the lake, even though it's a bright sunny day out, it gets a little bit darker, and the trees, they get thicker, and the vines, they look spookier, and it just gives you that feeling that you're getting close to something that's just a little bit creepy. Alright, so we're here at the Egg Harbor City Lake, Let's see what this book has to say. On page 21, we have a chapter entitled Sybil's Restless Spirit. Situated in an eerily quiet setting reminiscent of the legendary Sleepy Hollow of Headless Horseman fame, you guys know that story, right?
Yeah.
Is the final resting place of Sybil Shaler. But the poor woman apparently gets little rest in the afterlife. Thorny vines wrap around a bare cedar tree next to the grave. Mushrooms pop from the leaf-encrusted soil. Nearby the grave are mysterious concrete bunkers said to have been pig pens. In autumn, mosses coat the trees in an almost luminescent green. It's a kaleidoscope of color, but all around everywhere are thorns. They are tangled hither and yon as if a warning to people to stay away, guarding the grave. The thicket just beyond the weathered tombstone, restored and reframed by preservationists in the 1960s, seems to invite the entities said to dwell there. The entities of Sybil, and they say her fourth child. Can you hear the laughter, the giggling, or perhaps the sorrowful moans that echo softly in the woods? It says a fleeting glimpse of a young woman may flit across the field. A dull glow may hover over the grave at night. Whispering and sobbing sounds seem to seep from the soil itself and sends terrified visitors fleeing in fear. What do you guys think about that?
No, not true.
Well,
True.
let's go find out. So while we're hiking through the woods, we're also gathering some leaves for Jared's school project, his leaf project. And there's rather loud quad and dirt bike riders behind us, and the police were actually looking for them before, so who knows, maybe they'll catch them. And there are definitely plenty of thorns, so that part of the book is correct.
Come on, Kate.
Kate, walk the way you did before, honey. Kate, walk on both logs like you did before, honey.
Like that?
Uh-huh.
Come on, Kate. Yay!
Yay, we made it! The grave is right up here on our right.
Exactly what happened and what happens there is fraught with mystery, myth, and misunderstanding. Did Indians massacre poor Sybil and her children? Did a horrid disease claim her and her offspring? Were they all incinerated in a fire that destroyed their house? Or did Sybil die in deep despair after her beloved boys were killed during the Revolutionary War? William McCullough of Pomona, an Atlantic County native, grew up with the story that Timothy Shaler was deep in the pines hunting, and, McCullough recalled, while he was gone, Indians came and killed his wife and children. From what I understand, he was out hunting Indians. That's the last they heard from him. But, McCullough added, Shaler is alleged to have a trail of many dead Indians as his legacy. McCullough has heard every version of the Shaler grave story. He was once the superintendent of the Egg Harbor City Lake campground, and it is on that facility's grounds that the grave is located.
So there are definitely a number of different stories surrounding the Sybil Shaler gravesite and how she died. And no matter what, we definitely know that it was a tragedy because she was only 34. Some of the legends involve her husband being a ship captain and him being out at sea, and she was murdered by Indians then. Others have her dying in a fire along with her children. So there's a number of different stories there, but like I said, no matter what, we know it was a tragedy. What we're going to do now is we're going to hike, we're going to venture a little bit beyond, which is something that our family's never done before, and we're going to see if we can find any more ruins or any more clues that might tell us what really happened here. So we did hike for a little bit, and we almost lost the trail for a while, and there are definitely a lot of thorn bushes back here, so it almost made it impassable, but then we did spot something. So what we found is some concrete structure back here. Some of the bricks look older, some of the bricks look newer. Is this a remnant of Sybil Shaler? We don't know, but it's definitely something, and it's definitely old.